Springer is here, star of the Hughley, D.L. Hughley, very funny comedian, all the way from Ireland, the land of Viagra. The Cranberries will perform as well. Great show Monday from the new movie Notting Hill. Hugh Grant will be here, an 11-year-old boy who fought the establishment. This is a great story. This is a little kid who wanted to read to littler kids. He's like 11, he wanted to read to kids in the library. They said, no, you have to be a licensed librarian. You're not allowed. And he fought City Hall and he won. It's a wonderful story. John O'Connor is his name. And a wrestling showdown between Kevin Big Sexy Nash and Brent Hitman. 250 grand in cash on my desk. Don't tell me this. There's something for everyone Monday night. Right. Coming up later in the week, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Bob Costas, Cuba Gooding Jr., Penn and Teller, and Ricky Martin, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky Martin. No, this is Lucy and Ricky's kid, right? This is not the singer. No, this is Ricky. Ricky Martin. My first guest hosts a controversial and popular talk show. Is it on PBS?
No.
Viewed by more than 25 million people a week. Some of them with teeth, ladies and gentlemen. Known over 50 countries. Please welcome my buddy, Jerry Springer! You're a big story again in Chicago. You're always the heart of controversy. Now, I understand now the city council of the great city of Chicago is going after you now. Tell us, what is this all about?
I'm not sure. Well, I do know.
What's going on.
One of the council members is upset about, a lot of the fighting that takes place on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to know why the police aren't, like Steve and the rest of the guys, the security guys who are cops, why they don't go and arrest our guests for fighting.
That's a good question.
Well, fine.
Well, I'm curious. Yeah.
So, anyway, so they invited me to come before city council to talk about it.
Ooh.
And, I don't get invited that many places nowadays. So
right, yeah.
I said, hey, yeah, that's great. So I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to them about it,
Now, we have tape here of this. Here, let's see. Is this Ed Burke? Is that his name? Let's take a look.
If this took place at Soldier Field, or Wrigley Field, or Comiskey Park, or down here on LaSalle Street, you'd be loading up the wagon. Perhaps Mr. Springer could tell us under oath whether or not those activities are indeed staged entertainment.
Well, that's great Chicago politics.
It's great. It is. I'm excited. Well,
Are you going to go? So you will go?
I'm going. I was on city council for 10 years in,
really?
Cincinnati.
Oh, that's right. So,
yeah, so this is going to be fun to get back to. I'm not sure this is a subject I want to talk about, but that's fine.
No, what is it they...
Well, the thing is, if you're going to start arresting... Look, we have a television show. It's a show.
Right.
It's a show. It's a stupid show, but it's a show. And...
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Start sending police out at the hockey games when the Blackhawks play and start arresting the players when they start fighting, calling them off to jail? It's a show.
Well, doesn't someone have to file charges?
Well, someone should, yeah, but it's,
No,
normally, yes. Normally, here's what the law is. The law is that the police are supposed to use their discretion, And if it looks like a tough situation, then you make an arrest. Let's face it, no police officer with any kind of sanity is going to walk into a television station, and during segment 3, when the two brothers are wrestling around on the ground, say, you guys are coming to jail. It'll be a big play, and the cameras are all going to be there. It's going to be a big show.
So you think it'll help your program?
Stupider things have helped it.
Yeah. But you've been in television news for a long time. A lot of people, most people probably know by now that you used to legitimately do the news.
I used to be the news. I used to be the guy that said, good evening, here's what's happening.
Now, do you remember a tribute to Elvis? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was, well, I just started.
All right.
And I'd never read a teleprompter before. I didn't know what I was doing. It was January 8th. The reason I remember it was January 8th, it was Elvis's birthday.
Right.
And I was doing, oh, thank you very much. And I was doing a commentary about Elvis.
Serious? You were giving
a tribute? And it was serious. Yeah. This was serious. Back then, we had teleprompters.
People know what that is? That's what, it's above the camera, and it's a piece of, it's typed out, and the letters sort of...
It's your script.
Yeah.
Script
it goes by like this. It goes by like the letters are written here, and it just kind of goes on a roll like a...
Okay, but nowadays it's done by computer.
Right.
But back then, it was a sheet of paper that the intern would put under the camera as it went on a conveyor belt.
There's that word again, yeah.
Got me in the news, I'll tell you that. So, so it's going like this. She puts the pages in. Halfway through the commentary, one of the pages is upside down. And then all of a sudden I see the hand in there. And I'm starting to panic because I'm in mid-sentence. And then it's another sheet going in, and that's about something that's going on in Africa. And it's totally not related to Elvis. And I started to panic. And I just went brain dead, and I started saying words that weren't together in a sentence.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
You know, it's a shame no tape of that exists.
thank God no tape of that exists.
But you know, if you look hard enough, you know. I was in Cincinnati. I was in Cincinnati last week. I was at your old station in Cincinnati. I used to do the Bob Braun show in Cincinnati all the time.
Sure.
And I said, do you have this? I've heard about this famous piece of tape. They gave me a few minutes. Here's Jerry giving his tribute tape. This is
Where
great.
did you find it?
He's not here, of course, to celebrate his 50th birthday. He wouldn't have been if no one had the chance to see that. Our defiance, our youth, our naivety, and our vulnerability. What we remember most about Elvis is not the fact that he died, but we are reminded about the fact of when he was young and when he was young.
It's like Ted Baxter. You know, it looks like an episode of the old Mary Tyler Moore show with Ted Baxter reading the news. How could you get that screwed up? It didn't even make sense.
None of it. It was horrible. And then when it was over, my co-anchor, who was a wonderful anchor, she knew what she was doing. So I went, Norma? But Norma was reduced to tears. I mean, she was just, you know, her head was down, and she didn't know what to say. And that's why I'm now doing this talk show.
Yeah.
They're not going to have me do it.
I understand you do quite an Elvis impression. Is that true?
I can do Elvis now.
No, stop.
That's a joke.
You'll get killed. You get killed.
Again?
People love Elvis.
I know.
Can you sing? I have a mic here. Can you sing? You want to do a little? I think people would like to hear.
Love me tender, love me true, never let me go. Oh, my darling, I love you, and I always will.
What?
Why am I singing to you?
I don't know. You know, I think the other Elvis thing made more sense.
Yeah,
Well, Jerry, thank you. Good luck in your legal battles with the First Amendment.
Yes.
Jerry Springer, be right back with D.L. Hughley.